Hi, my name is Ashish, and in this video we will talk about regulatory compliance standard in Microsoft Defender for Cloud. We will discuss how we manage, implement, and report compliance controls, ensuring that cloud environment meets various regulatory requirements efficiently and securely. So to list down the scenario, right? So imagine you work as an IT security manager at a multinational corporation. Your job is to ensure cloud deployments comply with various regulatory requirements. You should learn to leverage Microsoft Defender for Cloud to manage compliance controls, address key standards, and maintain a secure, compliant cloud environment globally. Okay. So what else should you consider in this? Microsoft Defender for Cloud streamlines the regulatory compliance process by helping you to identify issues that are preventing you from meeting a particular compliance standard. Okay, there are compliance controls. Each security standard consists of multiple compliance controls, which are logical group of related security recommendations. Defender for Cloud continually assesses the environment and scope against any compliance controls that can be automatically assessed. And then based on the assessments, it shows resource as being compliant or non-compliant with controls. So I will just quickly log on to the portal and take it from there. Alright, I'm logging on to the portal, which is portal.azure.com, and in the search bar just type in Defender for Cloud and you will reach to the home screen of Microsoft Defender for Cloud. Now this regulatory compliance dashboard provides an interactive overview of the compliance state. So if you click on cloud security, you will click on regulatory compliance. And in this dashboard, you will get a summary of standard controls that have been passed and the controls, the standards that have the lowest pass rate for resources. You will see review standards that are applied within the selected scope. You will review the assessments for compliance controls within each applied standard. You can manage compliance policies to see the standards assigned to a specific scope. You run a query to create a custom compliance report, and you can download the audit reports as well. And then you can look for compliance standard details. So if you click on manage compliance standards, you see all this. You see the scope of the standard. You see each standard broken down into groups, right? For let's say I go to governance rules. Okay, then when you apply a standard to a scope, you can see a summary of compliance assessment for resources within the scope for each standard control. You can see the status of the assessments reflects compliance with the standard. And if you go back, scroll down, and this is where you can apply. And if you click here, you will get a tenant wise. And you click on environment settings. And there are the Defender plans. And then you can drill down into the controls to get information about resources that have passed or failed the assessments. Okay. And then there are default compliance standards. Like for Azure, it is Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark. For AWS, it will be the Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark and AWS Foundational Security Best Practices Standard. For GCP, it is Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark and GCP Default, right? And then there are available compliance standards as well. Here, manage compliance standards. GCP, AWS, Azure subscriptions. And some of the standard for Azure subscriptions are CIS Azure Foundations and HIPAA or HI Trust, ISO IEC 27001. We have NIST SP 800-171, like we have PCI DSS, and then I will show you more about Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark and Defender for Cloud. Now, the industry standards, the regulatory standards and benchmarks are represented in Microsoft Defender for Cloud as security standards. Okay. Now, these standards are assigned to scopes such as Azure subscription, AWS accounts, and GCP projects. So, when you onboard subscription and account to Defender for Cloud, the Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark automatically starts to assess resources and scope. Right, so this benchmark builds on the cloud security principles defined by the Microsoft Security Benchmark and applies these principles with detailed technical implementation. Okay, now the compliance dashboard will give you a view of the overall compliance setting, which is under regulatory compliance here. This is the lab environment. That is why I'm not getting much of the details, but it will give you the regulatory compliance about your data protection, about how virtual machines should encrypt temp disk, how Windows virtual machines should enable Azure disk encryption, or how Azure SQL managed instance authentication should be Azure Active Directory, things like that. And from the compliance dashboard, you would be able to manage all of your compliance requirements for your cloud deployments, including the automatic, manual, and shared responsibilities. And you can also improve your regulatory compliance in the Defender for Cloud, because it will help you streamline the process for meeting regulatory compliance requirements using the regulatory compliance dashboard. Because Defender for Cloud continuously assess your hybrid cloud environment to analyze the risk factors according to the controls and best practices in the standards that you have applied to your subscription. The dashboard reflects the status of your compliance with these standards. Right? So when you enable Defender for Cloud on an Azure subscription, the Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark is automatically assigned, as I told you earlier. And then this widely respected benchmark builds on the controls from the Center of Internet Security, which is CIS or PCI DSS, and the National Institute of Standards and Technology, which is NIST. You should frequently assess your regulatory compliance through this compliance dashboard. And then out of all the recommendations that you will get under regulatory compliance, you would see, and then in the your actions tab inside the one of those recommendations, you will get an option to how to apply that specific recommendation, or how you can do it through one-click deployment, which is available on Azure portal as part of a remediation step for that particular recommendation. All right, and then out of all the remediation steps, so let's say you have reviewed all the recommendation, now you decide which one to remediate first. So standard way of doing that is that you prioritize the security control with the highest potential to increase the secure score. So out of all the recommendations that you are enabling, it will improve your secure score, right? So let's say it says secure transfers to storage accounts should be enabled, and this assessment that Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark is doing at the backend sees that some of this setting is missing from some of the storage accounts. So there is an option to quick fix this, or there are manual remediation as well. You can decide which step you would go for and then apply that recommendation. Now, regulatory compliance has both automated and manual assessments that may need to be remediated. Now, using the information in the regulatory compliance dashboard, you can improve your compliance posture by resolving recommendations, right, through manual steps or through quick fix option available per recommendation. All right, so I hope this was informative for all of you. If you have any further queries, please mention them in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.